Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. And once again, this is the 1-day chart. We're sitting here just around 49 cents. And you know, in yesterday's video, people said, yeah, decoupling, and we're right back to where we started. I was just pointing out the narrative that was going on with the price rise of XRP. That's it. Articles came out about it. You know why? Because most people are expecting that to happen. That's what we're waiting for. XRP is going to have a major breakout, and it's coming. All you have to do is wait for it to happen. And right now, a lot of people think this is where we are, in a bear trap, waiting for that massive run-up to happen. I don't know if that's where we are right now or not. A lot of people are saying we're going to pull all the way down to 42 cents for XRP. If that happens, I'm buying more XRP. But you know what else is going on in the crypto space? It's like every single day, people talking about no growth on the XRP ledger. I pointed it out multiple times. People just complaining about everything around XRP. You know, the people that are complaining that there's no growth on the XRP ledger are most likely getting paid by the projects on the XRP ledger. And they're pissed off that Ripple is not funding those projects. I think that's what happened with Expector. Ripple went in a different direction towards the Futureverse. But it goes even beyond that. I have people asking me if I get paid by Ripple. I don't get paid by Ripple. I get paid by you watching my channel, by you watching my videos. I don't sell you anything like all these other channels do either, because I'd rather see you take whatever money you got and put it into crypto. Get yourself another step closer to financial freedom. That's why you don't see my channel riddled with all kinds of shit to buy. And it's never been like that. There's two things that I have an affiliate with: Decent Wallet and MEXC. MEXC because I like the fact that you can get your crypto off of there as soon as you buy it, and Decent because I like their wallet. And a lot of people ask me about MEXC. They're saying, why can't I use it in the United States? It's the same thing for me. I had to get a VPN. There's other ways around that as well. But you know, if you don't want to go in that direction, there's other exchanges out there like Coinbase and Uphold. I never told anybody you have to use this exchange. I just gave you an option. And a lot of that had to do with Casper and other cryptocurrencies because there were lockup periods on Uphold. And even Coinbase was doing it early on. Then there's this. Researching the Petrodollar agreement ending turns out to be a fake story. Paul Donovan, chief economist at UBS Global Wealth Management, remarked that the fake story had become surprisingly widespread, providing another lesson about the pitfalls of confirmation bias. This comes from Crypto Eddie. So let's see, Marjorie Taylor Greene is wrong. Every single person that I've heard on the radio recently, and even in some news articles, are talking about the end of the petrodollar. But I'm supposed to believe a retail investor in the crypto space over on X because UBS said it. Well, Google even said, reports emerged that an agreement signed between Saudi Arabia and the U.S. in 1974, being termed as the petrodollar deal, was not renewed and expired on June 9th, 2024. Now, how does this affect the dollar? The petrodollar's expiration could weaken the U.S. dollar and by extension the U.S. financial markets. If oil were to be priced in a currency other than the dollar, it could lead to a decline in global demand for the greenback. And that's the direction we're already headed in. But like I told you, you know, you could believe what you want. And I've seen other people saying that there never was actually a petrodollar deal. but we all know it's real. And some people are starting to talk about it on the mainstream media news as well. Because I think what's going on is somebody is using all the influence that they possibly can muster to keep this story quiet. Why? Because it's an election year, and this is devastating news. What are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments section down below. And this is what we're going back to, the gold standard. Remember the Gold Standard Restoration Act? This happened last year. This bill requires the Department of the Treasury to define the Federal Reserve note dollar in terms of a fixed weight of gold, based on that day's closing market price of gold. Federal Reserve banks must exchange Federal Reserve notes with gold at this price and create processes to facilitate exchanges between banks and the public. Is that why the Treasury dollar is coming? Is that what's going to be actually backed by gold? Not so much the current US dollar. Because that's the direction I'm also thinking we're going in. We're pushing towards the Treasury dollar. This comes from West Wind. I'm seeing the first screenshots from people believing RLUSD has already been issued on the XRP ledger. It has not been issued. These are fake tokens issued by scammers trying to sell worthless assets on the DEX or through AMM. Do not engage. It looks like this right here. This is all over X right now. The official stablecoin of Ripple is not issued and available yet. So again, you gotta stay safe out there in the crypto space. Don't fall for the scams. And you know, recently I was looking at and thinking about that Ripple's new stablecoin. That's going to be a game changer. No matter what, that's going to be that's going to change everything. I think we're also going to start to see the price rise on XRP because of Ripple's stablecoin. Now take a listen to what David Schwartz says here. XRP will do things for value transfer like email did for communication. Take a listen.
No matter what. That is a given. We had a revolution in the physical delivery of goods with the shipping container, which changed globalization, started globalization. We had a revolution in the delivery of information with the internet. But what we don't know is, what is the TCP/IP of money? What is the shipping container of value? We don't know that yet. There's going to be one, though. That is a definite. And that's going to bring changes. And what I also want to get through is that one of those changes that I foresee and that I think is important is that the size of payments are going to shrink, drastically shrink. Many of you people here probably have a job and you probably get paid twice a month or every 2 weeks. Well, why is that? You probably pay bills once a month. Well, why is that? It's because payments are expensive and clunky. But if payments were cheap and simple, then those frequencies could go up. Money could be streamed at you while you're working. You could stream money to your landlord to pay for the place where you're staying. Now, I know those sound...
And the reason I wanted to play that part as well is because David Schwartz always said that micropayments are going to be the low-hanging fruit for crypto. And we're always seeing advancements around micropayments already. And I think XRP is going to play a major role there as well. But take notice how he said it will do things for value transfer like email did for communication. It sounds a lot like Bitcoin maxis have been telling us forever. Bitcoin will do to banks what email did to the postal industry. But we know Bitcoin is not good for payments. People don't want to wait for their money anymore. People don't want to pay high fees anymore. That's why Bitcoin will fail in the end. Once we start moving the world's money using XRP, XLM, that's going to change the whole narrative in the entire crypto space. And a lot of people don't like when I say that. It's not that I hate Bitcoin. I'm just paying attention to what's going on. The much bigger picture. A new financial system is forming. Honestly, I think BRICS is the one building the new financial system. Look at all the countries that are pushing towards the BRICS, and they're pushing away from SWIFT. So what are they going to use to move money? Well, they already have all the Ripple rails set up inside, so they will be using XRP. Take a listen to this. If I wanted to do a transaction of Bitcoin between here and Somalia, just pretend and I want to do it with Bitcoin. Take a listen.
If I wanted to do a transaction in Bitcoin between here and Somalia, just pretend, could I, and I want to do it in Bitcoin, could I use the Ripple network to do that?
Yes, Ripple will allow, it won't know that it's going to Somalia because there's no concept of geography.
But
in either
it
of
would
these
use
technologies.
Bitcoin. You could do Bitcoin.
You could hold Bitcoin on the Ripple ledger, just like you could hold Canadian dollars.
I see. Okay, great.
So you can move Bitcoin using XRP. That would give Bitcoin utility. People can go in as Bitcoin through XRP, come out on the other end as anything that they want. The problem with that I see is that people are still looking at Bitcoin as a store of value. I think that's going to change once tokenized gold happens, because now you can move the value of gold around the planet the same way you would move Bitcoin. So why put your money into Bitcoin when you could just put your money into gold? The idea of it being a store of value is not going to hold up much longer, is what I'm saying. And XRP, I just showed it in a video yesterday. David Schwartz said it is a store of value. So why not just put your money into XRP? You see what I'm saying? The narratives are changing around Bitcoin. And I'm always telling you to diversify. Take a listen to this.
Give us a little bit of what to expect on the Ethereum side.
Sure. When you think about professional investors, what's the first thing they learn? They learn diversify your exposure. No one holds one stock or one bond.
Yeah.
They hold a portfolio of stocks, a portfolio of bonds. So we expect a lot of people who own Bitcoin ETFs like BITB to also allocate to Ethereum ETFs just on that simple diversification principle. Now, if I had to guess, I think there'll be a little bit slower acceleration of flows into Ethereum ETFs if they launch than we saw in Bitcoin, because there's more to learn. It's a more complex asset. It has different use cases. But you can be sure almost all professional investors are coming into the crypto market. They're going to want 1 to 5% exposure, and most of those are going to want to hold both of the largest assets, Bitcoin and ETH.
And that's what's going to happen in the short term. They're going to want to hold those assets. But then some of them will wake up over time and start to realize what utility and use case is. And that's what keeps me away from investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum, is that there's better cryptocurrencies out there that have such wide ranges of use cases. I want to invest in everything all at once by holding a handful of cryptocurrencies. I don't see that with Bitcoin and ETH. On top of that, if you're holding something like XRP and it can move any type of value around the world, it cannot be sitting at a cheap price to do that. So I see a lot more upside gain in holding XRP. U.S. debt clock, inflation, consumer price index. You see, inflation is up 920%. It's theft by another name. You know, like at the beginning of this video, I talked about the petrodollar. And with that ending, I think we're going to see hyperinflation here in the United States. It's just a matter of time. But we're going to get the early warnings on it, because any other small country that's tied to US dollars, we're going to watch what happens there first. Then eventually it's going to hit the US as well. I was talking to a lot of people lately, you know, customers of mine, and I've been asking them, you know, how are you offsetting inflation? And believe it or not, most business owners, smart business owners, let's put it that way, are shifting their assets away from US dollars. Like the one guy I do work for, he was talking about how he's buying gold more now. And now he's starting to shift towards silver. And I always try to get them to invest in crypto. But the problem with most business owners that have a lot of money, they don't see value in crypto yet. They will see that value later when Ripple and XRP is talked about on the mainstream media news every single day, they'll start to see the value in it when it's used to move the world's money. Once that happens, you will realize that your patience has paid off. Because once we get to that point, we're not going to be looking at these prices anymore. These prices are going to be gone forever. It's going to start through tokenization and the rise of cross-border payments. But it's not just going to end there. It's going to be year-over-year value flowing in to the XRP ledger, pushing the price of XRP. Year over year, more and more XRP is going to be getting locked up as well. And that's going to bring demand for XRP, rising the price even higher. But until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.